So, good morning, friends. Once again, I welcome you back to this class of video lecture, e-lecture, and this is BA Part 1, English Literature, Paper 1, Poetry and Drama. And friends, for last couple of days, we have been doing a very famous play written by William Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice. You can see some of the uh, images of Merchant of Venice as it was staged 2 years back in MLB Government College. It is also available on YouTube. You can see the glimpses of this theater. So it is available on YouTube. You can simply type MLB Government College, The Merchant of Venice. The play will open for your perusal. So, friends, we were discussing the theme of the play, and now the scene is shifted to Belmont. The scene is shifted to the casket scene, which is very famous, and the other shooters, the other princes, the other kings failed to choose the right casket, and finally it was Bassanio chooses the lead casket and wins Portia. Portia gives him a ring, charging him never to part with it. As a token of love, a ring is given to Bassanio that they will never part with each other. Meanwhile, Grescenio has persuaded Nerissa to promise to marry him if Bassanio wins Portia. Another parallel love story continues between Grescenio and Nerissa. Nerissa is fast friend to Portia, and meanwhile, some tragicomic, a sort of complicated situation occurs. A friend from Venice brings Bassanio a letter from Antonio telling him that Antonio's ships have miscarried, that the Jew uh, demands his pound of flesh, and that Antonio desires to see Bassanio at his death. This is the typical situation taking place in the play. As per the bond, since Bassanio has taken 3,000 ducats on the guarantee of Antonio from the moneylender Shylock, and this was signed by Antonio that if he fails to repay the loan, that the Jew Shylock would be entitled to cut off a pound of flesh from any part of Antonio. Portia tells Bassanio to hasten to Venice with gold. Shylock insists. Now the scene is shifted to Venice once again, from Belmont to Venice. You know, some of the major cities have well been mentioned by the playwright. The Padua, the city of Padua, the very famous city Belmont, Venice, Morocco, and some of the great names of countries are also mentioned in the play, including India. This is very important, friends, that even Shakespeare mentions the name of India in the play, The Merchant of Venice. And Portia leaves Lorenzo and Jessica in charge of Belmont. She sends a messenger to her lawyer cousin Dr. Bellerio and makes plans for Nerissa and herself to go to Venice dressed as men. Both these two women, the important women characters of the play, Portia and Nerissa, go to Venice as disguised. They go as dressed as men. Right? Friends, in the comedies, Shakespeare portrays women to be more witty and intelligent and brilliant as compared to their counterparts. And in tragedies, it is man portrayed as brilliant and important. So there have been a clear-cut uh, lineage between difference between comedies and tragedies. In this, the famous trial scene. Now, friends, the play Merchant of Venice has been famous for some of the scenes like the casket scene, the trial scene. So, trial scene is one of the important scenes of British plays, of theatre. You know, this is the most staged part of theatre. So, in this, the famous trial scene happens. Shylock refuses to forego his claim to a pound of Antonio's flesh. Portia, dressed as a doctor of laws, with Nerissa, dressed her as clerk, comes to the court as Bellerio's deputy. Yes, it is understood that Dr. Bellerio from Padua has sent his two assistants for legal assistance. So, finding that Shylock will listen to no appeals to be merciful, and here the famous speech of Portia given on mercy is delivered. Shylock time and again shouts, "Mercy, mercy, where does it live? How does it live? What is the use of mercy? I will not have any mercy. I will not show any mercy, but I will go by the bond." He insists that he will go by the bond. He will go by the bond. So Portia gives a very sensitive speech, a very beautiful speech on mercy. Mercy is twice blessed. Both the giver and the recipient are blessed. A very famous speech on mercy is given on in the play Mercy, Mercy. So Portia speaks, mercy is twice blessed. So I think we shall read out the that particular dialogue of Portia. Shylock. Shylock is my name, Portia. Of a strange nature is the build you follow, Portia says. You have been made of a very strange nature. You have no sense of compassion. You have no sense of mercy. Yet in such rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed to Antonio. Now Portia speaks to Antonio. You stand within his danger, do you not? You have definitely signed the bond. So now Shylock is entitled to cut off a pound of flesh. She speaks to Antonio. Antonio says, "Oh, so he says." That's why Antonio says, "Yes, this is very much right." That's why Shylock insists. Portia speaks, "Do you confess the bond? Have you written yourself the bond? Have you signed the bond? Is there any forgery in signature?" But Antonio speaks, "No, ma'am, no, it is my bond. I have signed the bond." Portia speaks to Shylock once again. "Then must the Jew be merciful?" Portia speaks to Shylock. "If it is the same bond written by Antonio, if all the terms and conditions have been placed by these two members of the city of Venice, Antonio and Shylock, and as per the bond, Shylock is entitled to cut off a pound of flesh from any part of the body of Antonio, then Portia, with, she has sensibility, so she speaks in favor of Antonio and she requests Shylock to be a little merciful. Portia says, "Then must the Jew be merciful?" Shylock, "On what compulsion must I? Why should I go by mercy? Am I compelled to shower mercy on Antonio? Tell me that. Why mercy? Am I compelled?" Shylock shouts, "Portia, the famous, world famous speech delivered by Portia on mercy. And students and friends, it is that message delivered by Shakespeare, that if we go by this dialogue, if we go by these words, then from the world there would be no terrorism, there would be no hatredness, there would be no envy and jealousy, there would be no bloodshed, murder, revenge. Because finally, all trials, all revenge, all wars and battles, all complexes must end with mercy. Because how long we can continue with battles, how long we can continue with revenge? The cycle of revenge is unending. At one place, at one point, at one particular point of time, there must be an end, and that end could only be brought only with mercy. So Portia speaks, I quote, this is the original quote from the play Merchant of Venice. I quote, the quality of mercy is not strained. It dropped as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. Yes, it is twice blessed. It blesses him that gives. The giver is blessed. One who shows mercy is blessed. Not only he is blessed, who showers, who shows mercy, but and him that takes, and who takes mercy, who is subject to mercy, is also blessed. So it is twice blessed. Both the giver and the recipient are blessed. One cannot say that I am obliging you because I am showing mercy to you, because I am doing justice to you, because I am giving love to you. These are those universal values, friends: mercy, love, sympathy, compassion, and above all mercy, as we go by the play. This is that universal value which is the core of civilization, which is the core of all purity, which is the core of all transcendentalness. Only with such values like mercy we can overcome all worldly evils. Otherwise, we would be savage, brutal, and barbarous. How long we could keep on killing, keep on having revenge in our mind? Because the world is driven by upright heart and pure. The world is not driven by wickedness, by crookedness. For the time being, for a little while, there could be some space for these things. But finally, when the decisive moment comes, one must go by these values. One must be driven, one must be steered by such value system, and that value system is chiefly governed by mercy. So Portia speaks, the quality of mercy is not strained, it's not strange, it's very common. The quality of mercy, Portia says, quality of mercy is not constrained, right? It dropped as the gentle rain from heaven. It is, mercy is as natural as drops of rain fall from the sky, from the clouds. It's not artificial, it's natural. You see, mercy is natural. If I am asking mercy from you, then I am not asking anything which is artificial, which is man-made. It is natural. It is as natural as we human beings are natural. It is, the quality of mercy is not strained. It dropped as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. It is mightiest in the mightiest. Yes, it is the might of the mightiest. You see, power doesn't lie in sword. Power lies in mercy. Power lives in heart. One may be braver, one may be brave, warrior, mightier. But if he doesn't have any sense of mercy, then he is not powerful. Right? It is mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch. It is the throne of the monarchs. You see, it is the throne of the monarchs. Better than his crowns, his sculpture shows the force of temporal power, the attribute of awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God Himself. And I read the dialogue first so that you may keep in your mind. An earthly power doth then show likest gods when mercy season justice. Therefore, Jew, though injustice be thy plea, your plea is injustice. Consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which if thou follow, this strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there. So this is the complete speech delivered by Portia. So later part of the speech I will explain tomorrow. Thank you, friends.